Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show. Okay, Friday Night Flies, a little bit more. Nolan, maybe you can run the camera. Turn it this way a bit more. More my way. Keep coming, keep coming. Whoa, too far, way too far, way too far. Go back, go back, go back, go back, 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 back. Right there. Scotty Holmes is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
With technical difficulties
oh
tonight.
My God, we had our hands full.
Yes,
here.
we did. Yeah,
you know
we've
what?
been
Let's
fixing
start,
stuff.
You know
and
let's start the show off showing people what we were just doing.
Okay, let's
do you
do
think?
it.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Safety first. I ain't got no safety glasses. I'm doing it with my eyes closed, so don't worry.
Can you see that?
Little minor adjustments. Camera down. There we go. There we go. That's what we're doing.
You don't want to touch those right now, Scotty Holmes.
Nope, we're just gonna tighten them down and boom, we're ready to go. We got a camera.
Technical difficulty solved here. Friday Night Flies getting her done. Okay, back out.
Okay, so you guys kind of see
what we're doing.
Why there's a little bit of space between the shows tonight is strictly because we lost a camera. It hit the deck.
Yeah, it was non-attached and non-standing, so we had to do something that was gonna make it work. And we came up with brackets.
Oh God.
When in doubt, attach enough brackets and anything will stand.
So you got to fly for us tonight.
Yeah, I got a simple fly. I got another jig fly. The boys have been tying up some pretty complicated flies and some really good flies. Myself, I haven't had a lot of time to practice or not practice, but work on some different patterns. So I've just been filling my box this week. And this is one of the flies that I used to fill my box. It's a jig pattern I used on the lakes and rivers last year.
With big success, man.
With big success, yeah. Some really nice fish. It wasn't the day, it was the day before. One day I went in there and I was using a jig fly. Zach and those guys were all fishing around, and all of a sudden, bang, I just hooked in, and it was just like right beside Zach. So it was
and
like
it's funny how they suddenly ask you what you're using, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you say, pink hoochie?
No, that was the pink. That was the
kidding,
pink.
It's a joke. It's
Yeah, okay, yeah. Fine.
Pink hoochie.
Fine.
Okay, anyhow,
Okay.
let's go down and have a quick
Okay,
look at what
let's
you're
take a
using.
look, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have to do some minor adjustments on this one, too. But
We didn't set the cameras up before Brad pressed the go button. So
I'm like, hurry! The show must go on! So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. And then
Okay,
we'll get
yeah.
the focus part off auto, and we'll zoom in. It's tough enough to see a black fly on a black background. But
I'm not black. I got gray. This is gray.
Okay, sure. That works for me. Whatever you want to call it.
This is my gray shirt.
Okay, so there we go. We can see the fly. Scotty,
Okay.
at any point now, you can fly at her.
Okay. So there you go. Really simple. It's a thread-based fly with a little bit of wire.
The one thing I did notice there, when you pulled it out of the vise, your vise turned. So,
Did it? Okay.
but that's okay.
Nice. We'll fix that.
So I hope all you folks that are watching us tonight have already been out and done some fly fishing this year. And if not, Permanent Fish Finder, we've been putting some really nice,
You've been doing fly fishing already,
big
eh?
bull trout on the fly, early season. Come up, get the head start on all your buddies this year. Get some nice fish under your belt. We're not going to be using these jig flies. Right now we've been using a lot of like flesh patterns, egg patterns, and we have been hitting them on some streamers too, which is nice. But streamers typically work a little bit later in the season once the salmon fry start emerging from their beds.
Okay. And how do you know? This might just kill it.
You never, well, hey, you know
I've caught a bull trout on it.
if you make that pattern in like a pink or something like that, or a white, something a little bit fleshier,
Yeah.
I bet it would work.
Okay. Well, I'm wasting a lot of the flash. Just because.
Because you can.
Yeah. I'm a big roller. High roller.
High roller.
Yeah, I can afford it.
Well,
Okay,
you're
so we're
probably
good.
going to stuff that back in your pocket and take it home with you. I know you are. And if you're not, leave it for me.
Yeah, I'll
tie
put it here in this pocket here, right? It's gonna hit the floor. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna put on our tail, which is I really like this particular color. It's can't even think what the color is. What is it again?
Call me purple. UV?
No, it's called light blue.
Light blue. It looks
Light blue, and
like
it looks
purple.
purple. Yeah,
It does
but
look purple.
really liking it for streamer flies. for minnow patterns is really nice. So yeah, we're gonna get our tail on there, trim that off. I have 4 pieces. You could go a little bit more, a little bit less, a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Okay, so we got that on there. Then we're gonna go back up to the top. The whole time, because I'm not using any dubbing on this fly. I want it to sink fast, and I think that's part of the reason why it worked so well on the river, is that it just gets down really fast. Typically speaking, when I fish it, I've been fishing it. Some people might not like this, but usually with piece of split shot, anywhere from 12 to 24 inches above
I
it.
wouldn't be worrying too much about letting your fly. I mean, if you put a split shot in front of your fly, or if you wrap it with lead, I always tell people, I'm like, hey man, listen. And it's usually the guys that are chucking spay rods or whichever, swinging big flies. There is no difference between using T17 and a 3-foot leader, or putting 2 or 3 split shot in front of your fly. Literally.
Well, okay, with my spay rod, I don't like to put any.
You don't need to, because you're running lines that are capable of getting your fly into those target areas.
Yeah.
But when you're running a single hand fly rod, it's difficult to get it in those zones.
Yes.
It is. You just don't have the power to move those big lines.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. But I don't like using split shot on my spay rod, because I don't want to hit the tip of my rod with a big piece of lead.
Yeah, that thing's moving.
I've already taken the tip off my one fly rod from when we were fishing with jigs that one time, Brad.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I've chucked, well, for steelhead, man, that's a great way to fish steelhead, is with a jig head. And an 1/8 ounce. I've thrown as big as 1/4 ounce.
Yeah,
I'm running a big stick, a 14-foot 8 or 9 weight. So
yeah, all we're doing here, boys, is just building up the body, getting our taper the way we want it. You could use dubbing. I like the way this fly looks. It's really clean. It works really well. So there you go. Taper done.
tell you one thing, I wish it would quit raining. Man, this is messed up.
Yeah, it's pretty wet. And
it's not good for anything, this wet weather in the winter.
Well, it's not good for ice fishing, that's for sure.
It's not good for skiing.
Well, yesterday was a pretty good day.
Oh, is it still snowing up the mountain?
Yeah, it's still snowing at about 1,000 meters. So
just off the valley floor then.
Yeah. So there we go. We got our wire wrapped on there. We're going to hold that tight. Get it locked down. I'm not overly worried about extra wraps here because I got to put my Peacock Herl collar on there. Now at this point here, if you're gonna put some something on there to protect it, you could put some solar res on there. I didn't, and the wire does tend to move a little bit, but I haven't found that it overall affects it. I mean, I think if you put some solar res on there, I don't have any. I'm completely out of thin too, just so you know.
I am too.
I have thick left.
We're waiting for solar res to send us some stuff.
I know. But I'm completely out of the thin, and by far at this point, out of the ones that I had, that was my favorite, was the thin.
Mine too.
It worked. It was so easy to use, and then from there, then you're gonna grab your Peacock Herl.
If people haven't tried solar res, man, I tell you,
you need to try it.
You need to try solar res.
Yeah, it works.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, really, really well. Cures really, really well. So there's two ways about doing this.
Richard Walker says that you got a little hackle on your lower lip.
That's all right. I like it there, Richard. You can't pay to have that stuff there sometimes.
He says that the camera makes the fuzz on your lip look huge. No, it's you got a little mustache or something. He's joking.
Better?
He's joking about your goatee or whatever they call that thing. What do they call that?
Oh, okay.
The
what
stash.
do they call? If someone was to give it a name, they call it a soul patch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I call it the hair on my lip.
The hair on your chinny chin chin.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two ways we could go about doing this. We could wrap it up like this. and wrap it in.
Man, I've never done it that way before.
Well, the reason that you do it this way, and this is, I think it's a Davey McPhail trick, actually. I'm unwrapping it.
I've never seen it done that way.
Well,
honestly, that's the first time. I like how it stands it up.
Well, the reason you do this is that if I put this on just as a collar,
yes,
and I don't reinforce it,
it's gonna pop.
Yeah, eventually it's just gonna come off.
Oh, does that ever bulk it up? How many strands did you have in there?
That was 3 though.
Okay, well, 3 strands. That's good. Pretty bulky. I mean,
so there we go. We got our Peacock Herl on there, and with these jig heads, you've heard me say it before. You need to force everything down
in underneath that.
In underneath it. If you don't, it's going to do it itself. Usually when you fish it, and then your whole fly gets
real sloppy.
Real floppy. That's the word. Real floppy. So we're gonna take that off, and then we're gonna whip finish.
Boy, is that a simple fly? I thought you were gonna throw some more dubbing or something in there, man. And you know what? I'd still water fished it. I was gonna say a bad word, but the bejesus out of it.
Well,
the baby Jesus out of it.
The ones that I was using for the lake, I did put some solar res on while I still had the thin solar res.
That's like a chronomid, but on a bigger scale. You know, like instead of eating off the kids menu, that's like a full meal right there.
The full dinner chronomid. Yeah, I was gonna it's a chronomid like nymph. You know,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, kind of.
And I did. I had some little legs off the bottom here. Off the top right now.
I'd even explore maybe a little bit of pheasant tail off the back or something. You know, like something not tied down, but just let it shoot out the back.
Yeah. Well, that would be very similar to the pink jig fly that I did. That's that other one that I did. Yeah. This one here is a little bit different, and I don't know what the difference is and why they bite one as opposed to the next. I've had days where I've had bites on this and not.
How are you fishing that in still water?
On a full sinking line.
Full sinking, just right along the bottom.
Full sinking line, right along the bottom.
Have you ever run it on a floating line?
Not so far, no.
No,
I've never done it on a floating line. It's basically almost. I've done it on an intermediate sink, like, and a full sink. I haven't done it with my floating line.
I'd love to try that on a floating line.
Stripping it.
Oh.
Okay.
In the weed beds? Man, that thing...
Okay, I think I've done enough whip finishes, but anyways, then we're going to cut that off. See that might... I need to sharpen my scissors like Scotty did. Okay, so there you have it, folks. I mean, a pretty simple fly. Fill your box with them, nice and easy. Check out some of the other jig flies that we have on Friday Night Flies. I mean, these are... The pink jig fly that I tie is a killer. Is an absolute the pink jig fly that's out there on the website. That's a killer for the springtime for this area and around the lower mainland for trout, and especially, I mean, I've caught quite a few cutties on that in the spring. Yeah, big boys.
Big.
So yeah, I mean, again, simple fly. Jig flies are definitely my go-to these days. I'm loving them. Hoping that we can maybe one of these days soon get a sponsor on board and get someone, getting all the boys in with the jig flies, and everybody had some, and we could all be tying and competing a little bit more.
Sharing the love.
Yeah, sure. Well, right now I'm the only person using jig flies, so.
Yeah, they're out of my budget, bud.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Hey, you know what? Well, we got you up on the top here.
Yeah.
We've got a new Instagram account. Friday Night Flies at Instagram.
Friday Night Flies at Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, and check us out on Facebook as well. And, of course, we always put our material list and everything on our website at FridayNightFlies.com.
Yes.
And you'll see exactly what Mr. Holmes here is talking about with his jig flies. He's got some deadly recipes on there.
All I can say is that I'm getting a new webcam myself with my new computer. Yeah. As soon as that happens, I'm going to be starting to post some nice stuff. I find it hard to compete with Zach and Dana and the boys. They've got their high-tech 4K cameras, and I have my little crappy iPhone. So it's just... Yeah, don't feel comfortable.
You're in a different league.
It's going to happen. We're going to get some more flies up there. And definitely Instagram is going to be rocking with lots of pictures. So keep an eye on it. Check it out.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, good night, guys.
Good night. Friday Night Flies with Scotty Holmes. Until next time, bang!